Hi everyone, welcome to Ethernal Realms, and we're going to see this week what your talents are and how you can hone them. So this is pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Make sure to choose your pile with your intuition. Ask the question to yourself. Close your eyes and kind of feel what calls out to you. If you want more details on how you can pick more intuitively, you can watch the video in the ribbon above. But whenever you've made your choice, you can skip to your reading. The timestamps are in the description box in the comments below. We'll see you there. Hi pile 1, welcome to your reading. We're going to see what you have as your hidden talents, and later on we'll see how you can unlock them. So we have the High Priestess. Very intuitive, strong sense of flow. Inner guidance is really strong. Yeah, this is just a really, this is a really strong indication of you having very, very strong intuition. You simply have a knowing. You can be quite attached to the moon or the water, to the beach in general. Every type of symbolism that is here in this card, everything you see, is very symbolic of the High Priestess itself, okay? There is a mystical type of quality to it. It is associated with Pisces, okay? So swimming in the spiritual waters, which is, while still being incarnated here. So you have a physical sense of a feeling, like you get a twitch or you yawn and you immediately know that there is something up. You just have a knowing in whatever way that is possible. You have some type of clair ability, okay? That is clairsentience, claircognizance, clairaudience, voyance, and I'm forgetting something, I think. But yeah, there are 5 clairs, I think, so that one, any of those is definitely possible that you have them, even if you have not unlocked it yet. Okay, meditation can be really, really useful for you. Also, every calm, quiet, zen type of places, everything related to, you making use of solitude and gaining insights in that space. Okay, then we have the Elder of Swords. So mature communicator. You want to find out the truth of situations. You have a very, you look at different perspectives, okay? You're not going to decide or get to a conclusion very readily, and that's what makes you come off as very intelligent. And you can put your ideas onto paper if you want, or in speech if you want. You can express your ideas basically in a very diplomatic yet direct way. There is just this wonderful blending of these two things. You're being very honest, but at the same time you can be critical while doing all of this in a way that you're not cutting anybody else down, right? That is a whole other level of skill, honestly, but you have that, understanding, that empathy. And when I say that you keep perspectives in mind, I mean that you're able to put yourself in someone else's shoes and have an understanding of what their life would be like, what reality they are experiencing, where they are coming from. And it helps you make that very compassionate decision or a final choice of whether someone is going to stay in your life or something is going to stay in your life or not. Okay, very discerning. You can be a teacher of some kind. Again, spiritual teacher is definitely possible here. Spiritual teaching, healing, those type of things, but it's in a very constructive way. Okay, the High Priestess doesn't really get very touchy-feely, even though she's very deeply in touch with her emotions. And Elder of Swords is, or like the King of Swords, is definitely not very feelings oriented, but likes to see things from a bigger perspective, a more objective viewpoint. Okay, so you're very good at that. You can empathize with people without getting too much into their life. So you're not letting your own identity flow with them, but rather you can kind of step in and out of this higher understanding and then mundane physical life. Okay? And if you do this spiritual teaching in your daily life, you of course know that, building a healthy boundary for yourself is absolutely important if you don't want, your vibe leaking out or other people's vibes leaking into your life, right? Okay, and we have the Child of Cups. you're learning to manifest. You kind of know the foundations of things. You're able to, you have faith, you have optimism. This is something that kind of I feel as more a part, I don't know how to say this. These are the two main things that I'm getting here, but the Child of Cups or the Page of Cups kind of joins these two together. So this compassion element that I was talking about, that is kind of more coming up here. Like you have this idealistic view, and even the Elder of Swords is very hopeful for the future and kind of is in the driver's seat of going forward and creating that type of future in the way that, you know, King of Swords knows how. So spreading your ideals, or, you know, talking about them, giving your honest opinion. If some information is skewed very much to one side, then you will also make sure that people see the other side as well. So anything related with debates, discussion, critical thinking, analysis, strategy, etc., that's all like really good for you. You just have a natural talent at it, and, you know, it seems quite effortless given your personality. Okay, so Child of Cups is that compassion element where it's not just cutthroat business, you know, let's just mint money. It's not like that, but rather, hey, okay, what would also benefit people? So there is that higher perspective, that higher vision that comes along with the Elder of Swords. But it is coming more from an innocence backdrop. That's what I'm more feeling. It's a very connecting card. It's kind of like, even if you are quite innocent in the way that you want to view or feel about the world, you're not really letting that type of innocence be very public. Okay, you keep it in and you do the work, but you do the work in a way that is receptive to the audience, and it doesn't put you at a very vulnerable position. I mean, we also have the shell here, right? It is whatever the thing that lives inside here is quite soft, and you can easily kill it, right? But the shell is the hard covering. That's what protects it. Doesn't mean that you need to lose your innocence or your freshness, your childlike nature. Nobody needs to lose any of that. It's just that there are certain tough exteriors that need to be built for certain types of people, situations, life phases, and so on, right? So it's very nice to see that you have not lost touch with the childlike nature of you, of that sense of wonderment. And when you see something fresh, you realize that it is fresh. You don't feel like, oh yay, another day. You know, yeah, whatever, good sunrise or sunset. Yes, yes, amazing water. No, it's not just a yes, yes thing. You are very grateful about the little things that you have, and these are the little things that make you really happy. Again, it's not something that is very public, and that is not something that will be your main type of work, or you will not be, you know, driving along that. But having that type of mindset within you is what drives forward your intuitive nature, your empathetic and compassionate leadership qualities. All of those things even forward and even more impactful. This, I feel, is more of a quality that you have, which ensures that you reach the successes that you know you can and that you're working towards right now. Okay, these two flipped over. Creator water, so again, plenty of that. And we have the good kind. So this is having a strong moral compass, having the best interest at heart, coming from a pure place, doing good things, being good, and, you know, receiving the good karma as well. With creator water, I mean, this is quite clear. We talked about water a lot. We have cups, which represents water, and the high priestess. You know, we talked about it. So spiritual connection and also emotional connection is really good. And it's also very important. You can be a Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, or have some important planets or a lot of planets going on in these zodiacs in your birth chart. But it is in alignment with how you can reach your success. It kind of adds on this. You can be known for your nurturing qualities. Even if you are a strong leader, you're still recognized for how kind you were to someone, you know, how nice you were to someone, that little thing that you did that made someone's day. These are things that are so underrated, but they're so impactful. That one little sentence that just makes someone stay, and you don't need to get something out of someone, It's just such a selfless state of being that's so wonderful. The good kindness, but both of them together is just so good. You are blessed, that's what I hear. Okay? Yep, something for humanity. You can help humanity in some way, again, spreading your ideas, belief systems, or your viewpoints. Actually, Elder of Swords can be like really objective, so it doesn't have to be like, oh, my personal philosophy of living life nicely is. No. It's more like what I have observed when I try to do something, my life improves, or I feel lighter. And I've noticed that, after reading so-and-so article, or again, it depends on your approach, but there is like a level-headedness to your suggestions and your contribution to the world. 11th house is also about our entire collective, the global community, humanitarian causes. 11th house is also online work, reaching whoever, as many people as possible. There are no holds barred. You somehow connect with the entire earth at the same time, and everyone at every corner of the world, no matter what background they come from, ultimately that we are a part of the collective, and we can all learn from one another, right? That's the 11th house. That's Aquarius, Elder of Swords as well, Aquarius, so that can be an important zodiac for you as well. Again, that objective rationality is always there. Aquarius likes to help humanity in a very constructive way. It's not very, emotional and touchy-feely. That's why I was not really getting that you kind of let that out, and, you don't get all up in your emotions in terms of a public space. You have such a nice balance between the head and the heart. That's what is astounding for me. And you know just how much of each element needs to leak into your conversation or into your heart. So if there is some type of overthinking, or you're like feeling a bit melodramatic, you know exactly the truth as well. So even if you are freaking out for a little while, you know how to recover. You can counsel yourself. You know the objective truth yourself, and you can, talk to yourself, and just... You're very balanced by you. You're so complete within yourself, and that's awesome. That is exactly what makes you very fit to, go ahead and contribute to humanity as a whole in whatever way that you can. And simultaneously, you do good things, and it comes from a goodness in your heart that you don't need to keep talking about. You don't need to keep proving it to the world. You just are. It just shows, and that's it. Okay? It's more like a driving type of thing to be in Aquarius. I don't know if you are trying to align yourself in that direction, use these existing talents in order to move to this, or you're trying to hone on these talents this year. We do work on different aspects of these zodiacs within our lifetimes, every zodiac actually. So maybe check your solar return chart of this year. That is the chart that was created during your birthday. You might discover something more that I'm talking about here, and it will help you hone on these qualities more. Okay, we also have the first house, so your personality, your ascendant is also associated here. It is placed on the cusp of the first. So just today I was talking about this, but the ascendant in esoteric astrology is kind of the purpose, the soul's purpose, what it is here to play as. What facet of itself is it here to manifest, okay? So if your rising is Pisces, for example, then you are here to flow with life. You will naturally be embodying that type of spirit, and you are here to dream and kind of break the boundaries, and you already embody that. You're trying to be that, you're trying to mimic that, you're trying to exercise all of that. That's why because you already have that in you, other people are able to see that. That's kind of the first impression that you create, right? It's something that your soul has already done. So in order to fully incorporate that into your conscious understanding, we need to understand what our rising sign is, what part of that is needed for our sun's evolution, our sun sign's evolution. How does that play in with the moon sign, things like that. Okay, so maybe check that out as well. But your personal image is something that is important in your work with the collective. You may decide to, change your fashion statement, for example, or how you want to present yourself to other people, to the world. Who are you? What do you signify? These type of questions where it's about you shaping your personality a certain way, or displaying the personality that you have in a more public fashion. You have I was going to say photogenic. It can be true for some of you. You might be photogenic / videogenic. Instincts, personality, attitude. No, I lost it. I was getting something else, but I lost it now. Okay, so let's see how you can awaken these abilities now. If you haven't already, how can they hone these qualities better? Please, pile one. These talents that they have. You are the talent. First house. Oh, now I get it. You are the talent. Okay. Our talents are also placed in the 5th house and the 11th house, by the way. Talents that are meant to be broadcast are more in the 11th house. So check what sign you have there. And also the talents that we have just for ourselves, which like hobbies bring us pleasure, kind of make us feel creative for ourselves. We might not put them up in public, but we enjoy doing it. That's in the 5th house. But it really helps to, as with any opposition, 5th house is opposite 11th, and as with any of that, you need to first work on the lower levels in order to reach the higher levels, right? So if you're not able to dream in a small scale, then how do you expect to dream for the world? How can you expect to dream for like 10 years down the line, right? Start small and then it'll expand itself. Okay. So we have Finch, new opportunities and choices are opening to you now. Claim them. Let's get you more. Can they hone these talents, please? Okay, so we have stop, drop, and ground. And we have get back to elemental. Get to the basics, get to the roots, and learn something from the ground up. New opportunities and choices. I feel like these are new inspirations, new ideas that you get. It can be from other people, again from online sources, something that just inspires you. If you haven't already discovered this route, then this is how you can discover it. And the suggestion is work from the ground up. And if you already know what this interest is for you, what do you want to pursue, it's kind of start small, start building small. Make sure that the base is correct, otherwise nothing stands. Okay, make sure that the base is correct, get your basics right, all of that. Amazing. And it's also about do something constructive with it rather than leave it to fate, or it'll happen when it happens. If you are a Pisces, I know that becomes a bit of a tendency to flow with things. That's always great, but you also need to be to have a bit of a structure. I don't think you struggle with that at all. You have that as a talent already with Elder of Swords there, but utilize both of them in a way that you can build something. Okay? Okay. How can they hone their talents, please? Talents, hone their talents. If you need to save some resources, go ahead and do that. But it's also talking about when you are ready, the resources that you need for the road will also present themselves. So that is where the flow and the faith comes in. But before that, you need to have the will and the intention as well, right? In order to give that flow a direction. And also, Four of Pentacles is like you have enough to make it on your own or be on by yourself. And whatever you need will just present itself, okay? Or it's, if you've already like saved up, then it's kind of talking about use your savings in order to bring your dreams to a reality. Yep, we have Knight of Swords next. That is talking about pursuing that ambition, you know, not being afraid, being a little bit courageous and following through with the ideas that you get. Don't back down, because this is something you actually want. Okay, now an affirmation / something universe wants to tell you regarding your talents. I feel like you all are dreamers, imaginative, very creative, and it's kind of time to start giving it a solid shape. Okay? Also spiritual. Okay. Okay, so we have thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is of the highest good. That's literally what we talked about in the first place. This is amazing. Okay, I'll keep it here. So I suppose this is something recent, or this was like a very impactful time for you if you have already realized your dreams, okay? But this is also kind of saying that whenever the awareness does come, whenever the perspective kind of expands, at first it can seem a little bit staggering, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to step out of that imaginative bubble. For example, the dreamy state that you're in, that sense of flow is there and that harmony will remain. But you know, sometimes these realizations happen and new direction is given in order for us to exercise that faith, to kind of see and incorporate how you know, there is not one right answer, basically. You can't only function on faith, you cannot only function on courage, you cannot only function on just tenacity of some kind, perseverance. No, it's not one thing that will get everyone through to that final success point, whatever that means for each of us individually. But the point is always that you don't let things stop you. Either you surrender when you can trust and you can go with the flow, you surrender to that flow. And when you know that it's time to get up and for you to be proactive, you don't let fear stop you. Even there, you bulldoze through the fear in that case, right? So in all cases, awareness is expanding. You're learning a whole other thing. You're exploring a whole other avenue. Never be afraid of that. Never stop expanding yourself, because that is directly correlating with the 11th house for you. So as and when you develop, as you mature, as you learn more and more about yourself, your impact in the world will also increase. How you can learn more and more about you is by, you know, being in touch with the universe, meditating, you know, contemplating, reading on psychology, for example, reading everything that interests you and connects you to a pure state of bliss, something that you really want to do without wishing for something in gain all the time. Okay? Then we have, when I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. So yeah, actually so far I'm feeling a very, very spiritual vibe here again, but applies for everyone. And I really like to see that there's this pink purple kind of vibe happening here, and there is a yellow vibe here. So this talks more about the heart to the crown chakra here. So what you feel, what you want, the way you love, and the way you practice your acceptance, that selfless act, those things are associated with the heart there, and the throat is expressing yourself. Then we have the third eye, which is with intuition, and crown is with all understanding, the cosmic connection that we share with the universe. Okay, meanwhile the yellow is the solar plexus. This is the more masculine driven color. This is the doer, this is motivator, this is the fire that keeps you going. Okay, so I really like seeing both of them. It kind of reminding you that, yeah, it is the combination of both that is going to get you to where you want to go, to really explore these existing talents that you have, and also express them out into the world to the best of their abilities. Okay, so I hope this helped you, pile 1. Do let me know in the comments, and also like the video if you liked it. Share it with your friends, family, and whoever you believe can get a benefit from this reading, and subscribe to my channel to show your support as well. Thank you so much for being here. If you want a personal reading, by the way, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comment below. I will see you some other time. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi pile 2, welcome to your reading. We're going to see what your talents are and how you can hone them even better. Okay, so we have, wow, the Death card to begin with. So transformation, something you're really good at. You could be a Scorpio rising or have Scorpio sun or moon placements, or Pluto is in Scorpio. Yeah, you can learn definitely through a lot of transformation. You have experienced troubles in the past, but that has not stopped you. You have noticed how different aspects of you have kind of died during these different phases of your life. So how you were as a teenager and how you are as an adult could be like very wildly different. No one could have guessed that you would change like that, but you're really good at change. Like you can handle change. Doesn't mean you have to like it, but you're really good at handling change, even sudden ones. We have 6 of Wands, so kind of belonging on the stage or on a platform, being an influencer or being an influential personality. That is something of as a talent of yours. You can really showcase how much you can change or how much you can transform if you really set your mind to it. Okay, so you can be a motivator or some other type of influence. It doesn't really matter, as long as the intention is all about having a positive impact, because you're being adored and you're appreciated for the talents that you have, whatever you want to showcase. So it can be, for example, if you are an artist and you want to show the evolution of how it was when you started versus how you are today, and what got you to that point, that will do really well for you. And you can do it very naturally, because transformation is like second nature to you. Then we have 9 of Pentacles, feeling high levels of self-worth and appreciation. That's like excellent. Okay, so many people are struggling with that. How can you take care of you? How can you feel safe for yourself? How can you find stability for yourself? Any type of self-care tips that you have, that will as well do very well. How to make yourself feel more beautiful or nourished, all of these things like health, consciousness, all of those stuff. You can really talk about that, or you have some very nice tips for them. Therefore, you are looking great as well. You are feeling nice about you. That itself, does magic, right? When you yourself feel worthy, you become a magnet for any type of manifestation. That as well can be a part of transformation. Like, you don't have something one day and the next day you've just achieved it, and it just happened, and things just moved along such that you ended up deserving that item that you were craving for, that type of person or situation, house, whatever that you want. And we have Child of Wands, so you have this again, the magnetism and the charisma also comes with the Scorpio. If you are a Scorpio rising, you have a naturally magnetic personality. Okay, it just happens. There is a mysterious vibe to this, and it kind of shows up as an allure to other people. Something about you, there's just that quality, that vibe about you that kind of ignites people. And at the same time, because you're doing that from such a Zen space, you know, everyone would listen to you. It's kind of like that. Okay, you can be a natural at, you know, sharing your tips and tricks and still feeling like, yeah, I have plenty, you know, I don't have to worry about, you know, not having that motivation or not having any inspiration. I don't have to save my ideas. I just have to pump them out and I will still have plenty left for the next day. Okay, so constantly full of exuberance and happiness and just sunshine, and you know, you have that spark about you that is very infectious. Okay, playfulness, the fun and the games, you make everything fun. Like the process of learning, you can make it fun. Even like, you know, people generally are afraid to try new things because they're afraid of failure. So you can really show how even failure can get you to that point, because it's not like you got it right the first time, right? And you make it a point that, you know, you talk about it, or when someone is feeling low about something, this is how you ignite them. You draw from your personal experiences of how, you know, nobody is perfect, but no one's asking you to be perfect at all, and that's exactly what makes you perfect. Okay, you see what I'm talking about? Yeah, like you have learned from your life, but somehow you're grounded. You know what it made you. Okay, you know that, yes, that is what grew me. That's why you're proud of the things that you have gone through, because you have conquered them. You have been successful. You've made it. And people can go ahead and adore you for all of that. Okay, this is so cool. All right. Pile 2's talents, please. What are pile 2's talents? Okay. We have follow through. Yes, you follow through. In the recent past, I've thought of this before, but it just keeps coming back in the recent past a lot of times into my mind. And the sentence is, the only way out is through. Okay, you can't skip it, you can't go back, you can't just, you know, no backseas, okay? If you want to get through something, you have to get through it. Okay, don't shy away. So this follow through kind of reminded me of that. But it's also talking about that very bold inner strength that you have. That is that's what's keeping you so solid in the first place. You're feeling so secure inside. That's the Nine of Pentacles, that you automatically shine on the outside. And because you have so much depth to you because of your life and everything else that you've been through, it kind of adds that gravity to your presence. Okay? So because of this core thing, this steady vibe that you have going on, that's what gives you that following through. Yes, I will get ideas. There's no way but. I will get ideas because I will not stop following through. I like this process. I like how I have become. And I hope to improve in the future as well. So because you yourself are so participative. Yes, that's the correct way to frame it. Because you are so participative with the universe and you keep going with it, whether you like the change or not, you know, in that moment it can be like, ugh, again another lesson, another shadow work, great, let's do this. But, you know, you do it, and you really mean the whole, yeah, you know, I will get out of it, I will deal with it, rather than, okay, how can I run and hide right now? Okay, that is a different type of strength, whether you recognize it yet or not. Okay, lovely. Lead, there you go. I mean, I'm not going to say any more words. Lead your metamorphosis. Scorpio, 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 Scorpio. Or, I told you, many planets in Scorpio, all of those combinations, but there is Scorpio definitely heavy somewhere. And we have, what do you really want? Okay. Okay, so whatever you really want, you can like follow through with that, and you can achieve it. So don't, It's not about what do you need and other technical problems. It's just a question of what do you want to achieve, like really deep down, not on the superficial. Oh yes, I want, a nice mansion or something. Okay, that's fine. It'll come with the money, but what is it that you as a person want? Like, is that it? Would that be it? What is that it? What do you stand for? What are you influencing for? What is your personality? Who are you becoming? Who do you want to become? It's kind of like we are always looking for that comfort zone, but if we start looking for the changes that improve us in a certain way, the life's ups and downs are not going to seem so much up and down. It's just like, whoa, okay, so this is new, great. Let's learn this, or let's observe this, or let's, go with it and see where it leads us. That open-mindedness is something that we really struggle with as we, grow older. But it's really nice that I feel as though you are rolling with it. That's a really awesome talent, honestly. And because you're doing that, it's really just a matter of what do you want? What are you seeking? Where do you want to go? It's up to you. Okay, we have the third house, so communication, social media, influencing, curiosity, exploring, everything associated with Gemini, being talking to your close neighborhood, understanding your local community, your own thought process. How can you communicate better and clearer? How can you connect more closely with your people? Having a local business as well is third house. Marketing, sales, sponsorships, everything third house. And we have Aquarius. Aquarius is again for the humanity. It's kind of the global community, the entire earth, online, internet technology, innovation, inventiveness, being objective, following the truth, and having a clear vision, a clear hope and dream, aspiration type of plan ready. And like, what is the big goal? What is the final light, the final destination that I want to be reaching? Where is it in the big picture that I want to be headed? That's Aquarius. Just knowing that from a very objective standpoint is very helpful, because it gives the sub goals or the subtasks we need to achieve a much clearer structure, right? Where do you want to go? If you don't have a bigger goal, then how do you gauge today? It's kind of like that. Okay, so let's see how you can hone these talents more. Okay, the magical and unique qualities of your untapped potential are unfolding now. So perhaps you're realizing all of these things as we speak. But also it can be mentioning that, you will start discovering these talents, or you start seeing how you exercise these talents more clearly in the near future. And that these things will just come. You don't have to rush into them. It is kind of in the making, and your life is kind of making them. So you don't have to do anything forced in order to uncover any of this. You simply are, and it's just giving itself more of a shape in your public platform, or you want to give it a shape in a public platform. So just follow the natural course of action. That's what I'm saying. Okay. So we have bliss is worth creating from. Do what makes you feel happy, and that's what will bring your heart happiness, and you will feel rich, and therefore you will attract richness, and you will experience the same bliss in so many different formats around you in your life. And we also have you are living poetry. So yeah, you could really be an artist, or have this artistic flair. You have an eye for aesthetics, and your life itself, that's what the twists and the turns, the drama, and everything that was not fun in the beginning. When you look back at it, you can see, well, it is a tapestry though. It has made you who you are, and you could not have been how you are today if not for that past, if not for that ups and the downs and the multitude of experiences you've gone through. Right? So how can you beautify it? How can you put it all down in one format? How can you embody all of that? Okay, so we have the Ace of Wands. Where should I put this? I'll put it here. And we also have Justice. So these gifts, I think you're carrying forward from like your past lives. It is something that we do, something you have earned. You can help to create more balance and harmony, have more one-on-one connections. But again, there is an objectivity to all of this. So there is a slight emotional distancing from this goal. That's why I think Aquarius is as well there. You know that intellectually, okay, this is what I want. Okay? That's it. It simply is. This is my vision. This is what I want to create in the world. This is what my signature should be like. This is what my impact on the people should be. So there is the should be and must, and there is a very higher purpose to it. You don't keep even your own individual egos, priorities in that aspiration. That's what gives you that level-headedness, that objective reality check. And Justice as well talks about objectivity, fairness, seeing all sides of a picture before making a decision, and until then remaining calm, zen, live moderate, all those things. So stay in check, stay in balance, and yeah, again, it's like things are unfolding. It is karmically due. It's time, so it will unfold. It's kind of like you don't have to force it. Just be open to it with the Ace of Wands. Be open to new ideas, and whatever new idea comes, just follow it through. Okay? From a very calm standpoint, yes, of course you want to, hey, there you go. You have one opportunity to follow through with. Go ahead and follow through with that. Then the next will come, and another will come, and another will come, and you will reach your space. And for those of you who are already into this is more talking about new ideas or new methods of communicating yourself will be coming to you soon, and you will need to work on that. You are the one who gives that fire some shape, so don't hesitate on that. And if you're trying to be more successful, Justice card being there is talking about if you've put in the efforts, then of course you will receive your rewards very soon as well. So you might receive more followers quite soon, and they can be from like a diverse background. You might not know them at all if this is, of course, like this is a small page or something. There's a lot more diversity coming in, and it's kind of all due. Just stay in a space of happiness. I think that's the best way to ensure. Just do what you love to do. Okay, do what you love to do. What do you really want? Literally that. Just do that. Follow through with that. Awesome. Okay. What would the universe like to tell you regarding your talents? Okay. We have, when I'm in alignment with the love of the universe, peace cannot be disrupted. Yeah, again, stay in flow and don't make your mind cluttered. The thought will come. It will just come in your sleep as an intuition, just a random knowing. You just know where to go, or you just have an idea. It just comes to you, So keep your mind open. Ace of Wands, this flame here is associated with the third eye over here, well, at least in this card. So again, that intuitive thing is emphasized. Okay? So be on the lookout. And we have, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. So it is again saying, do what makes you happy, do what makes you feel really joyful inside. Follow that bliss, and the support will come, the resources will come, the people will come, your talent is going to be honed, and everything will fall into place. Keep flowing, keep transforming. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed. I hope this resonated. Let me know in the comments, like the video if you enjoyed it, and share with your friends, family, whoever you believe can benefit from a tarot reading. And of course, yeah, subscribe to my channel. That would really show your support as well. But it's up to you, whatever you want to do. If you want a personal reading, by the way, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box in the comments below. I will see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pal 3, welcome to your reading. We're going to see what your talents are and also how you can hone them even more. So we have the Elder of Wands or the King of Wands. You have an entrepreneurial spirit, very bold, very courageous, very inspiring, motivated and motivating, very confident as well. You can be very comfortable in front of a stage/screen. It's kind of the most matured version of the fire, the passion, the again, the charm, charisma, confidence, all of these very magnetic type of qualities. You can be a fire sign as well, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, and all of them are very, they don't have any problem, dealing with the spotlight, dealing with passion and courage. Just they have them in spades, right? So if you are one of these zodiac signs, sun, moon, rising, then that can be you, or your Mars is like really well placed. But in either case, this spirit that you have is something that is of a talent. You have a very infectious personality as well. Okay, and we have the 10 of Swords, and we have the 7 of Pentacles. You are methodical. You don't want to skip steps, even if it takes a bit of time. The patience part, giving things their right time, making use of your resources, respecting your resources, having faith that the fruit will come if you keep doing what you are doing. Stay true. All of these, this attitude, this mentality that you have, that is something that is like a very big talent for you. It is going to help you achieve the highest expression of your gifts, okay? So that's something. 10 of Swords, I want to clarify that. What's the 10 of Swords about? Perhaps like your healing capacity. You could have gone through something that was very difficult, and that kind of changed course for you. You started a fresh new start, and these talents that I'm talking about, they really started, coming out of their shadows around this time. But when you think back, it is like a painful memory that you would not like wish on anyone, or you don't, it's not something you can remember very fondly, but it did make you a certain way, or it sparked a certain something within you that now cannot be extinguished. There can be an ego death of some kind as well associated with this situation. So, for example, you put a lot of time into a certain project or a certain career path, relationship, whatever. You put your resources in there and it did not work out. And instead, you felt as though you were hit back 10 times more. Okay? So that must have been painful for you, but that is something that taught you this perseverance, that you understood after that point that, it wasn't meant to be mine, or that was not the correct way to be approaching that particular dream. It doesn't mean that the dream itself is wrong, or that you should never try for anything and that you should change everything, but it's rather kind of, when life kind of gives you lemons, it's because sure, you can make lemonade, but also it can be talking about how this path is not really going to be very sweet for you, right? So maybe try something else that, goes towards the same vision, right? You can still have that same end goal, but you exercise it in a different way. The 7 of Pentacles as well, you can see that all these branches are kind of following different paths, they're kind of branching out, they're exploring this, exploring that. So it does take time to find the correct path, and that's not even, I can't really say that once you have the path, everything will go swimmingly, because that's not how life works, right? It's not like once we get a clear vision, we just stay crystal clear forever, unless you have like a permanent awakening or something. But most of us, if we have an awakening, it is a temporary one at best. Very rarely does it stay permanent. So it's easy and it is understandable that we may get lost once in a while. It's just our ability to get back up. That is what brings us that success. And you are able to stand. You're able to recognize that, okay, whoops, not here. How about I try this thing? How about I try that thing? So even though this Elder of Wands is a characteristic of you, you have an entrepreneurial vibe, you have that go-getting, I will take charge and I will not back down type of vibe, you still have a slower, methodical, more patient version of you that keeps that spark going. And that's what's important, right? Okay, I didn't need a clarifier after all. That's good to know. Always nice to know. Okay, what are pile threes? Okay, we have 3 cards that fell out. Okay. We have overrate your intuition. We have create your water, intuitive talents as well coming up. And we have celebrate your wins. So success is kind of inevitable for you guys in whatever way that you want. Whatever success means to you, like really means to you, that is something that you will get. You will shine for the things that you embody, things you want to show and express to the world as well. Anything related with creativity as well is Elder of Wands, spontaneous, creative talents, these things. And again, there can have been like multiple failures and things that did not work out in your favor, but you still kind of kept on with the hope that, you know, someday things will be different. And yes, it will be different. You will get the success that you completely truly deserve, because overrate your intuition and water. You know, if there was a deep down part of you that really honestly felt as though you cannot achieve it, you would have given up long back. Okay, so if you are still keeping true to that plan or to that final wish that you have to become an artist or become your own boss or whatever it is that makes you really feel soothed and kind of secure and, you know, alive at the same time, that's something that can come true. Okay, it will transform just because you follow that inner compass. Creator water and intuition as well. There is kind of a spiritual backing up thing that is happening here. All this inspiration and idea, these artistic abilities are also simultaneously like water signs, for example, are both emotional in nature and also spiritual in nature. Both of them kind of mix and match in some regard. Okay, so it's very interesting to see that it's kind of like the insights come to you, and that, you know, ability to flow kind of just is in you. Even if you are, you know, put down, you are able to get back up. You just get back up. You know, you don't have, it's not such a struggle. Not saying it's not difficult, but it's not as much of a struggle as with most fixed signs, for example. It's just, you know, if you're a lot very solid and you're just very, very stubborn in only one field or in one type of pathway, then it hurts even more, or it cuts you down even deeper. It demoralizes you. That's kind of taking it one too far, right? So resilient is one thing, persevering is another thing, but being stubborn takes it one too far, right? That's when it goes onto the negative side. But I like seeing these water and intuitive fields here, so you know that now at least you have developed an intuitive understanding of when things are not working and what you can do in order to make them work. Okay, it might not have always been the case, but you have built this talent through your experiences. And if you are going through these Ten of Swords experiences right now, then this is talking about keep at it. You will reach this state of flow. Okay, that leads to your success. Okay, we have 5th house again, creativity, hobbies, fun, play, games. People might find you very dateable as well, because we have that spark thing going on there, and also 5th house is about romance and flirting and dates, love. It's mostly like young love stuff, but I mean, it always starts off very honeymoony, right? And then, yeah, anyway, we have the descendant as well, shadow, denial, projections, and opposites attract. So this again is making me feel that, you know, your talents have been honed from the darker aspects. You've done shadow work, or you have gone through some difficult situations which have made you into a shining diamond, or will turn you into that shining diamond that deserves that appreciation and that stage. And you just are an identity because of how you have become. Okay, Yes, so it has come from a very difficult point. There could have been things that you were not. If you have like Pisces dominating chart, then denial can be something that, is there in an immature Pisces. I'm not saying you are, but like Pisces itself, the zodiac has a different cycle of evolution. So even if you meet like a couple of Pisces, not everyone is going to be the same, right? Someone might display a higher level of empathy and compassion. They can almost step into someone's life. They have that much of a transparency between people. They have that intuitiveness. Meanwhile, there are other Pisces who are very creative, very dreamy and imaginative, and they prefer to work in the more earthly realms, right? Nothing is too much, nothing is too bad, but and each thing is very Piscean. It's just an example, by the way. So what I mean by mature Pisces is gauging by the ultimate Piscean goal is to become one with the collective, right? To dissolve and release all ego, which is of course impractical in the human form. But the younger Piscean is more about, okay, let's see how far my mind can travel. Astral traveling, imagination has no boundaries, exploring these things and trying to understand them like a child would do, Is that bad? Not at all. Not at all. But the point is, you will hit some rocks, and for a young Piscean, it can make it a little bit hard when you experience like harshness of this world, judging people and judging situations, just tests and difficulties. It can be very scarring. That's why it's important that you have that inner endurance that picks you back up. And that's what you have learned. You have overcome, and you have let go of denial of, anything that scathes you in any way, because you just know that it exists, and all you can do is exist with it. Try not to get into sticky situations, and recognize, using your intuition as best as you can, that this is not the path for you versus what is the path for you, and so on. So you're really working on that. You're becoming more and more mature throughout this life, whatever zodiac you're embodying, just these qualities, learning to flow, learning to put down any type of rigidity. Can't have been easy, but it has definitely improved you. It has helped you. You would yourself feel very light and free of you. Rigidity, we very often, associate that with, oh yeah, I'm rigid about my career. This is exactly how I want things to be. This is how my relationships must be. But when you're rigid externally, you're actually caging yourself all the time. And I'm not trying to be preachy over here, because I struggle with the same thing. But it is also something I realized that, I need to let some things go and let things flow, let things happen. Just because I want something right now doesn't mean everything will happen right now, right? So I have to put that aside, remember to, stay patient, go with the flow, etc., right? It's not always easy, nor is it always fun. Instant gratification is always easier, isn't it? But that never leads to like the path that is most fulfilling and blissful for us. So we learn this the hard way. It's okay. The things that are learned in a hard way are here to stay for eternity, and that's what matters. You're never slipping again. Okay, we also have Jupiter, which is luck, growth, expansion, optimism, and understanding, which is, obvious at this point. You've grown a lot, you've evolved so much, and Jupiter can be a planet that you are very attached with. It is a big protector. It enhances our magnetism as well. It gives us blessings. It brings you success. It brings you opportunities and expands you, and all in good time. Jupiter is all about divine, what do you call it? Synchronicities, divine guidance. That's what I was getting at. It's all about divine guidance as well. So only when the time is right, only when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and Jupiter is like a great teacher for all the planets. So it's lovely. Oh my god, so much. I've been talking nonstop, but it's kind of like once you gather your information, your wits about you learn how to manage yourself, you learn how to flow, and you kind of gather from the experiences rather than, put yourself down in any way. Jupiter will be like, okay, well, Here are your wins. Here's your success. Here's your fame. Everything you've been looking for. Here's that opportunity. You can start feeling abundant in your external world now because you've done the work. You felt it. You've become it. Welcome. It's kind of like that. Alright. Let's see how you can hone these talents more. How can pile... Whoops. Okay, this one is flipped over twice, so I'm going to take it. Feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality. Calm peace. Okay. Collect your thoughts. Introspecting. Feeling the support of the universe. Surrendering the uncontrollable things and doing something about the things you can. That's all very representative of the dove. Then we have Ren, be bold and confident, use all of your resources to create your dreams. Yes, I told you the Seven of Pentacles is about making use of your resources to pave your path, and also the bold and confident is the King of Wands. And we also have pay attention to your dream time, messages of guidance are drifting in by the Loon. So this is very Piscean as well. Pisces rules dreams. It can be Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Cancer as well. Maybe any water sign really, but you don't have to be. It's kind of the talent you have, right? That's what we're talking about. Okay, so you can get more guidance, inspiration, more ideas in your dreams. Maybe keep a dream journal. I recommend that every time the Loon comes up, keep a dream journal, note the symbolism. If you see a lot of water, write that down. It represents emotions and spirituality. Was the water clear? Was it murky? How did you feel about it? Were you inside it, above it, on it? What was going on in the dream? So on. For earth, fire, air, any type of element you see, bird symbolism, animal symbolism. Just take note of your mood, the weather patterns as well. Usually when there are stormy skies, we know that there is something foreboding kind of coming, something we're nervous about or worried about, things like that, right? So keep note of that. Even though, you don't get insights on day one of keeping the dream journal, it just helps you kind of keep track and also remember your dreams even better, which then helps you whenever there is insight. You can immediately catch it, or you can realize it much stronger that, hey, this is different from all the other types of dreams that I see. Just note whatever you can. It doesn't have to be all of it. No details, fine. No dots being connected. That's okay. That's just how wonky dreams are. That's completely fine. Just write down what you notice. Okay, that can really help you out. Okay. And if we're talking about artistic stuff, how about dream artistry, Way too many. But I did get one card here. Oh wow, we have Ten of Swords twice. See, if you're having trouble kind of moving on from something painful in the past, kind of keeps coming back, this is really asking you to let that go. And if you're avoiding dealing with it for some reason, then it's kind of like just be bold and confident. Like, you can definitely do it. Achieve that sense of peace. And yes, it is possible. And only you can create it. This was your journey. This is your transformation. Grow from it. We have Five of Swords. So people who have not been with you, this can be a cause of the Ten of Swords there. Any backstabbing, any competition, any sourness with other people. Also let go of the anxieties and worries that you have about how exactly things might work out. Anything that gives you a headache, any stressors, all of these things need to be addressed. You can be pointing at like deeper things within, like why does it bother you? That's an important question. And if it bothers you a lot, then even more urgent is that question, right? Okay. Let's see what the universe would like to tell you. Okay, we have, in every moment the universe is conspiring to bring me toward right mind of thinking and the energy of love. Yes, so bringing you to your highest potential, basically. And we also have, I am a spirit having a human experience and I'm here to get closer to love. So this is kind of love towards yourself, acceptance, forgiveness towards your past mistakes and also other people's, other situations, all the pain and the sorrow that has been caused to you. See how it is teaching you to grow from it rather than stay in it. That's not the point. That never is the point. Jupiter only wants to expand you, your horizons, and keep in mind that you are essentially a spirit. You have taken on this role in this life with these close people that are close to you, and also the people who have hurt you in the past in order to make you into a higher version of you. So instead of looking at it in a negative way, or that, oh, that is like something I'm never again doing, that's fine. Don't do it. It's okay. Or don't go there again. It's fine. But are you not going there out of avoidance or because you've outgrown it? Right? There is a big distinction there. So make sure it's coming from a right place. Don't take life's problems too personally. I know it's very hard for me to explain why I say that, but I just know that it turns you into gold, it's something very different, and that's simply how it is. Okay, we learn from experience, so enjoy the experience, and you will learn from it, you will grow from it, you will evolve, and you will get out of any sticky situations, and you will not get into them again. You will be successful. You will find the appreciation, the adoration, even when you are not seeking it, just because you like what you are doing and you're doing it for the sake of, expressing yourself, your talent. Okay? So feel and allow a deeper sense of peace to fill you now. This is a divine quality, okay? Awesome. Track your dreams. Great. So that's what I have for you, Pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed, do let me know in the comments. Like the video. If you liked it, share with your friends, family, and whoever else you want, basically, whoever likes tarot. And also subscribe to my channel to show even more of your support if you want. And you can always reach me via Etsy for a personal reading whenever you want. The links are in the description box and the comments below. I will see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye. Hi Pal 4, welcome to your reading. We're going to see what talents you have and how can you hone them more. So, we have the Four of Swords. Then we have the Five of Wands. And we also have the Tower. Whoa! What? Amazing! Your ability to heal is something of a shocker. It's amazing. This can't have come easy. You have dealt with a lot of situations in your life. It has not at all been easy, but it has kind of made you into such a stronger version of yourself. You're able to transform very easily by now, and if you haven't already gone through some situations, this is talking about some situations something sudden and unexpected that kind of changes your lifestyle, the way that you recover, how you relax, things like that. But it's just amazing how well you're able to bring yourself back to stability. You're able to build a more solid foundation after this point. You're a very strong competitor as well. We have Creator Water, and we have Success and Transformation. Exactly. Yeah, you're able to flow with the changes. Can't always have been this way, but you get to that point. And it is life-changing for you. You also have, you think very clearly and very bluntly. We have Mars, passion, anger, action, courage, desire, and competition. Yeah, you might be competitive as well. That's one of your virtues. As long as it's not, overly and it's not like hurting anybody, then I mean, that's great. It's a nice motivator as well, right? Everyone is not like that, but if you are, then you can, I mean, all the time use that to your advantage. You are always on this upward spiral, right? You're always growing, you're always challenging yourself, and even if it is through tension, through conflict, you're able to rise from it all the time, and you actually end up learning a lot more than if you already know the straight cut path and have it super easy. So it makes sense why in the earlier phases of your life you had more of a belligerent approach. You're a bit more rebellious, but that taught you so much more than you would have learned otherwise. We also have Sagittarius, so again talking about knowledge and higher guidance and teacher and teaching. All those things are associated with Sag, and also hope and optimism and having a bigger perspective, and that bigger perspective comes from knowledge, which is your own experiences through your life. And also if there were like a lot of conflicts around your space, in your home or in your close friend circles, things like that, and even those conflicts taught you a lot, and those it did leave an impression, which is why you need to always be healing yourself as well, because you cannot just keep taking such experiences into your vibe all the time, right? I suppose that's when you kind of took a break, you took a breather, like I don't want any extreme situations all the time, and even if you like the change part, but you don't like the high influx of energy all the time. Like a stable, well-maintained energy is something that can also create a lot of transformation, right? So the approach kind of changes throughout. You're very interesting, I must say. Very interesting. I want more cards for all of them, actually. Can I clarify the Tower, please? You'll experience some type of awakening that is going to establish then your legacy, who you become in the longer run. Elder of Pentacles is like the most stable thing, an idea that you have that is so crystal clear. You have all the planning done already, which is why it is a guaranteed success, right? King of Pentacles is completely secure, is completely safe, has the material wealth, has the love, has the spiritual health and emotional health and well-being. His physical health is awesome. Just everything is in top shape with the Elder of Pentacles. So with this Tower, you can receive like an epiphany. Your mind is open enough to receive these moments of awakening / epiphanies, during which you can actually come across your greatest ideas that can lead to something really, really solid, right? Note them down, because epiphanies are, they come and then they go. If you don't do anything about it, then there's no point. But I like that you have Mars, which is kind of, you are determined enough to go ahead and do it. And also the competitive streak is just super great for following through with anything, right? If you want it, you have to do it. You have to create it, right? But Elder of Pentacles doesn't push. Elder of Pentacles also has faith that things will work out, and that it doesn't have to, be a forced success at all. It can be an easy success as well. Just do what feels comfortable. Do what feels flowy enough, but gives you that fire and passion as well. Okay? Ooh. And yeah, that will totally lead to your stability. Also, is getting something else. Yeah, you're able to redefine your stability. So during this time, for example, you are already in a type of career field, but you need to make something happens, and it's sudden and it's unexpected, and you're like, yeah, you know what, this is not working anymore. And this time you have taken the time to think about it. You are already working on, you're thinking of taking a rest, a breather, some space to yourself, and then you discover what you actually want to do, how you can do it, is it safe enough? Is it secure enough? Do I have enough faith, and do I have enough courage to follow through? Things like that. You try to get a wider perspective. I like that Four of Swords, which is like of, resting, rejuvenation, like the fight isn't over. There's a lot more things to learn and experience, but let me take a break by sitting here and looking at this, far and wide-reaching land here. So again, kind of reflects the Sagittarian, open space, broad thinking, big perspective, higher vision type of qualities. Okay, let's clarify the Five of Wands, please. You will find a stable confidence after this moment of, this epiphany moment. Five of Wands, please. Five of Wands. Okay, we have Five of Swords. So yeah, some type of conflict. And Four of Swords. Even your own, you kind of see that competition is not really giving you that satisfaction, really. Like, you won, okay, so then what? Like, there is always that next quest, right? It doesn't get over, ever. Like, there is no ultimate achievement. So then you kind of have to find your happiness from elsewhere, but keep that fire alive, right? You have to keep that willpower to succeed, and you have to have that tenacity as well. But you can't gain all of your happiness and also mental peace, go figure, from competition or, striving towards something. That's not where you can get it. Resting, relaxing, spa, sleeping. These are certain things that you also need, right? So perhaps you actually go on a retreat, you are on a holiday, when you have these epiphanies and like, yeah, I really need to make changes. And yes, there are a lot of people who just go on a vacation and then change their entire personality. But this does not look like that at all, okay? Because there is a pause. You're thinking about it, you're wondering about it, right? You're not immediately switching sides. It's something that develops, so that's great. Okay? Four of Swords, please. Yours is the only pile that I'm asking for clarifiers. It just came out like, oh, okay, need to rest. Has conflict. Okay, Tower. A little bit intense, guys, your journey. But, wow. Amazing. No? Okay, Four of Swords is enough, I guess. No clarifiers for that one. We'll see how you can hone these talents more. How can you recover better? How can you rejuvenate and cater to these epiphanies and so on and so forth? Let's see. How can pile 4 hone these talents that they have? You can provide others clarity as well. You can become a type of guide. Maybe not in a Jupiterian kind of way, but you have these like striking ideas, and that can really help someone also jog their thinking and help them think from a completely different perspective as well. You can share your healing ideas, for example. You can come up with a new type of, chilling method. I mean, spa wasn't there every time, all the time, I suppose. But yeah, this is so unconventional that I don't even know how to describe all of this. I guess that's a nice way to describe you. Unconventional. Very different ideas. And just, the Tower can be like, this is so surprising that it can be a very refreshing viewpoint. Like, why haven't we been thinking like this forever? Those kind of moments. So pay attention to them, Perhaps you have a lot of them, and if you do, please write all of them down. You never know. Okay. How can they hone their talents more, please? We have the Hawk. Pay attention, a powerful message is being communicated to you now. Seriously, yes, of course. I mean, we have the Tower. Of course there is a very powerful message being communicated. You will soon enter into a beneficial partnership, luck and longevity, plus this union. Okay. That looks slightly random to me. But it doesn't have to be. We'll see. I'll get a card for that. Any more guidance for... Okay, honor your own time of harvest. Offer your gifts and blessings as service to the greater good. Okay. I didn't realize that the card was way too close. Okay. So the service to the greater good, that's awesome because that's again laying straight into the Sagittarian viewpoint where it's like good for all and having that warm embrace of the protector of Jupiter, right? And it's also, all about blessings. The blessings that you have, that you are honing, and also the blessings that you provide for others via whatever, your words, your time, your money, well, anything. But it is important to give back, right? And I love the honor your own time of harvest. This is just, basically, this is all going to happen in time. There is nothing that you can do to push it along or not make it happen in any way. It's just something that is designed to be. You can have an awakening moment as well, like a spiritual awakening if you're more on the spiritual side of things and you're doing more shadowy work. Can be things related with Martian topics, basically energy, passion, desires, competitiveness, assertiveness, dominance, things like that. Power struggles, powerlessness, things like that as well, right? So if you're working on all of them, then this is just talking about how you're very successfully able to transform yourself. You're able to heal very quickly and change and grow very quickly by the end, and it will all happen via practice. But as and when you learn something new and you have these ideas, just note them down. If you want to share them with the world, go ahead and do that. If it can help someone, go ahead and do it, Yeah. You might not be alone in this situation, I suppose. Let me get another card for Crane, please. Clarify the Crane. For viewers, please. Crane. Oh yeah, okay, Explorer of Cups. So it is, it can be like an unexpected type of offer. If you're not looking for love and you have a partner, if you are in a relationship, this can be your partner kind of helping you out with all of this or during all of this, or kind of triggers these type of events, not by any personal means or attack, but rather like the timing is uncanny. You meet them and then you immediately start getting into spiritual practices and shadow work, even though you guys have not talked about spiritual topics, right? That can also happen. It's just very synchronous. That is something of a fated nature in that scenario. It just so happens, okay? So you are digging deeper and exploring your deeper emotions, and they are doing the same thing, and somehow you happen to talk about it with each other, and it's like, what, even you have been doing that? Okay, let's share notes, and you just get to know each other in that moment, and so on and so forth. but it's kind of like there is an emotional connection. You are learning about each other. There's also a spiritual bond being formed. You are instinctively drawn to each other. So you just find this person along this road, you know? So if you're looking for a partner, that's great news. But if it is your partner, then they're going to have a very major role in your life. And if you're not looking for love, not interested in that, that's no problem, because Knight of Cups or Explorer of Cups can talk about a business partnership as well, who kind of, not surprise you, but actually can surprise you, you know? Like, they just bring you certain clients. They just come along with them. They're extroverted. They don't mind talking about spiritual and emotional topics. They're completely open about their heart. They always do what they feel is right. They are very flowy, and they also are very empathetic and compassionate. They believe in what you want to be, what you want to create, things like that. So if it is more in the business side of things, you want to turn it into a career path, then this is talking about just very beneficial people kind of coming towards your way, who have the best interests for you in their heart. No one can have too many of them, right? It's always great to have people with you. So that's great. Unexpected fortune as well can come here. I keep saying unexpected, even though Explorer of Cups is not exactly unexpected. But because Tower is there, I keep gravitating that this person will also be very sudden. It might not make sense for a while, you know, it's just like, you know, you're surprised when this person enters, and you know, you share your conversations, and it's like, what, we have never even met before, but we somehow share a lot in common. How did that happen across diversity and so on and so forth, you know? Yeah, it's just quite surprising for you, basically that. But nice people, nice person, nice opportunities. That's great. So it will all come along the way, basically, and you don't have to drive it too much. Just kind of keep faith in the timing of things. Rest in the knowing that everything will come to pass as and when it should. Okay? But let's get some more cards. Okay, pile 4, please. How can they hold their talents? Okay. So the first card that flew out was the 3 of Cups. Then we have, what? Are you kidding me? Okay, Awakening, guys, okay. You're gonna go through that. And we also have the Strength card. I told you in the very beginning that you're becoming a lot stronger within, something like that, becoming more courageous. There's something along those lines, I believe. But it's really nice to see that the card actually is out here. This can happen at a beach. It can happen in a vast field. Can be on a holiday, can be on a short-term travel somewhere in the neighborhood or countryside, somewhere like that. You could be with your friends or your partner, your siblings, and you're just kind of chilling, you know, there's not much plan. You're just there because the place is quite nice, and you just want to be there for a while. But it happens to come at a very opportune time, and you have this awakening over there. That can happen, okay, for some of you. Yeah. Some conversation you have with your close friends / siblings as well, that can leave a strong impact on you. So it's kind of the beneficial partnership is already existing in your life, and the beneficial part, you're actually noticing the longevity of that idea that they present, which behaves as an epiphany for you. is actually a really good plan. So perhaps you're exchanging ideas, and you see that this thing can actually work out. Yeah. If this is all sounding too vague, it should not. If it resonates, then it should not sound too vague. But if it does, then I should tell you it is, after all, a general reading, so you can pick another pile as well. Sometimes it is tricky to pick intuitively, right? So it's okay if everything does not resonate. Some bits can be for you, some bits not. Just take what resonates and leave the rest, right? Like, for example, if this card resonates more with you, then you might not be as flowy, for example, right? So it's all in different percentages for all of you. Some of you might be more driven versus some of you more flowy, right? And depending on your age as well, you're better adjusted to these changes and you're able to recuperate faster. Whereas if you're starting out, you're still in that rebellious phase who, wants to achieve things and get things done. Yes, different stages, different people. Okay, let's get the last cards in. Where are they? Okay. Instead of praying for an outcome, I pray for the highest good for all. Yeah, there is again that bigger picture, guiding people, healing people type of thing. Or nature or animal, some cause, okay? Just something much bigger, something universal. And again, we have prayer. The key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. Yeah, because a lot of the things that we think we need are so based on ego and kind of our life conditioning and what, well, society kind of does. But even if, it's not exactly the perfect thing for us, we try to fit ourselves in the box. It just happens very subconsciously by this point. We learned this behavior in childhood, so it happens. It's just important to catch yourself when you're obsessing over the wrong thing or something that, brings you down, your mood down, and other people down as well. So yes, you're asking for something, you're wanting something, yes, but do you really, really, really need it? In the very deepest corners of you, do you really think you need to prove a certain thing, for example? And if you are trying to prove something, is that proof worth it? Okay, is it worth all the time, effort, energy, money that you're going to put into that? If yes, go ahead. Okay, that's the right thing, your prayers have been answered. If not, then time to keep looking. Right? And ask for guidance and ask for more help from the universe as well. You can watch a lot of tarot card channels too, or get a personal reading to deep dive into your emotions with this Explorer of Cups, of course, but that's your choice. I hope this reading helped you, Pile 4. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you want. And if you want a personal reading, you can always reach me via my Etsy shop. The link is in the description box and the comments below. I will see you in some of my other readings. Until then, take care. Bye.